The Porsche 928 series. Porsches for drivers who appreciate and desire true sports car performance and style, combined with luxury and convenience. The 928 series is offered in two versions. The 928 S4, with a 5-liter, 316-horsepower V8, married to a 4-speed automatic transmission. And the 928 GT, a sportier 928, utilizing a modified 5-liter, 326-horsepower V8 with a 5-speed manual transmission, a new optimized rear axle, wider wheels, and sport suspension further improve the GT's performance. 928s, like all 1990 Porsches, have an airbag supplemental restraint system for both driver and passenger. Unique to the 928 series and new for 1990 are the Porsche tire pressure monitoring system and the Porsche variable limited slip differential, referred to by Porsche as PSD. The PSD is electronically controlled, an improvement over other makers' mechanical locking differentials. The main components of the PSD are the combination ABS-PSD computer control unit, the ABS speed sensors, the lateral acceleration sensor, the hydraulic control unit, and locking differential in the drive axle. The PSD is an intelligent lockup control, elevating the 928 to a new level of active driving safety. Let's look at 3 examples. First, cars with conventional drive systems often have traction problems when the drive wheels are on differing surfaces. Here, asphalt on the left, gravel on the right. When accelerating, the right wheel spins. The car moves hesitantly. In slow motion, the differing wheel speeds can be clearly seen. Illustrated here by computer graphics is how the PSD handles this situation. On differing surfaces, the right wheel turns faster than the left. The ABS sensors input this information to the computer, which directs the differential to lock up as needed. Again, closer. During acceleration, the right drive wheel spins. The sensors signal the PSD electronic control system. PSD, the Porsche locking differential, locks as needed up to 100%. On differing surfaces, the PSD function is limited to speeds of up to 18 miles an hour to assist the driver in maintaining vehicle control. A look in slow motion shows PSD controlling the wheel spin on differing surfaces by aiding the drive wheels in quickly reaching equal speeds. High performance for the driver's benefit is a traditional strength of Porsche. The 928 with PSD will have even more impressive cornering under high lateral acceleration conditions. Our second example, traction control when cornering under high lateral acceleration conditions. Here, on Porsche's Weissach test track, a Porsche engineer in a 928 without PSD deliberately applies excessive power on the curve. The result? The vehicle may spin out. Now a 928 with PSD. The 928 improves its road holding stability under power. Again, without PSD, with PSD. From the side, you can clearly see the PSD advantage. First without, and now the same test with PSD. This computer graphic shows that under very high power and curves, the inside drive wheel has a tendency to spin, causing the car to oversteer. The vehicle may spin out. The PSD will lock up the differential as required by road dynamics. The computer calculates cornering speed, curve radius, and lateral acceleration to determine the necessary lockup. The computer graphic illustrates how, in this situation, the inside wheel tends to spin, which can lead to unstable handling. The ABS wheel speed and lateral acceleration sensors signal the PSD control unit. After analyzing the data, the electronic control directs more or less hydraulic pressure to lock or unlock the differential as needed. The differential is locked up to 100% and constantly controlled as the situation requires. A breathtaking landscape and a challenging road, a sports car enthusiast's dream, a demanding test for man and machine. Short periods of acceleration, heavy braking, and tight turns provide a true test of vehicle balance, and our third example of the PSD advantage. In a corner, suddenly, lifting off the accelerator can produce unwanted handling characteristics induced by a loss of traction on the inside rear tire. The 928 with PSD will lock the differential as required to minimize this loss of traction. ABS sensors signal the tendency towards differing drive wheel speeds. The control system considers the values for lateral acceleration, whether the curve is to the right or left, and momentary wheel behavior. Here, deceleration of the right rear wheel. Then, PSD locking action adjusts the wheel speed, transferring power to the tire with the greatest traction. Because the system reacts in thousandths of a second, the variable locking action is activated precisely when the road dynamic situation requires it. The 928 series, Porsches for luxury car drivers who long for true sports car performance and style, without sacrificing the comforts of a luxury car, and the PSD, Porsche's variable limited slip differential. New technology, demonstrating Porsche's leadership in exclusive sports cars.